Yeah, we're live. All right. We want to give all praise to Yahawah by Hashem, Yahushai by Hashem, Rakar Kadash. Double honor to the apostle of great millstone who will and teach us teacher to occupy on the forefront of earth, pushing this truth, is sincerity and charity. Now there's been current events of Iran shooting at Israel. You got these celebrities wearing these sun worshiping Illuminati outfits, okay, which is really the signs of the times of Esau's end coming in. And Yahweh Shemashah is making himself known, and he's been making himself known through the prophets, but he's making it also known by the current events happening around the world that the prophets have been saying and speaking of for years that you people don't take heed to. And the closer it gets, the more he's going to manifest these strange things to the public, because we've already been seeing these strange things and these signs. It's just you guys had a veil over your eyes. All right, so I'm gonna start this. Um, this is um, Ezekiel 35, because this ultimately is really coming down to America, because now you have everybody, you know, really headstrong on destroying America, which is all the plans of the Yahweh Shemashai. So I'll start at this is Ezekiel 35 and 11. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh by Shem Shai power, I will even do according to thy anger and according to thy envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them, and I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee. And you've ruled through your anger, okay? You've taken down countries through your angers over and over again. So Yahweh Shem Shai said that I will do according to thy envy and to thy anger. And it says, and I will make myself known among them. And who's them? The elect. Okay. And it started with the elect, and now it's gonna come down to you guys. Okay. Yahweh Shemashah is gonna be manifest himself during your judgment. And the ultimate way he's gonna do that by setting Yahushua down on a fathership, on a chariot. But the current events like World War III, the RFID chip have to come into play, which it is, and it's coming to mainstream more and more each day, every day. All right. I'm gonna skip down. Salakia, I'm gonna skip down and go to verse 15. It says, "As thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate, so will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate on Mount Seir, and all I do may even all of it. And they shall know that I am Yahweh Shem Shai." And this is how you know that we are the prophets of Yahweh Shem Shai, and he's letting you know that he's still around, because we're telling you that that destruction is coming to you. You're seeing it play out through Iran threatening to make Trump into ashes. Okay, you have these other countries joining onto Iran. You have Russia also, man. Israeli and Iran is actually now dueling out missiles, man. They're not afraid of you so-called Jews anymore. They're not afraid of the rest of the Edomites. That great power that you guys had while you guys were ruling over these nations and ruling over us is fading away. Even Jake, they're not even afraid of you guys anymore as they once were. Before Jake was even afraid to look an Edomite in the face. But why? Because the Most High is rousing up Israel. He's rousing up these other nations. Okay, he's bringing his name back into the earth. Okay, he's bringing all that rulership mentality back to Jake. Okay, all of these little things is the Most High showing his presence in his present world. Okay, 70, 80 years ago, nobody knew the Most High's name. No one knew the real name of the Son, which is Yahushua. No one knew what the Most High looked like to according to the scriptures, what the Son would look like according to scriptures, what he really was, and what really was the future for America. But now that is here, is in the present. We're living in the present time where all the mysteries are unlocked. Where the Most is actually showing his voice. He's speaking. All right. That was
I
the
got
deal.
a quick precept to back you up. When you mentioned that the Most High is putting that spirit upon Jake again, this is Deuteronomy 2 and 25. And it says, "This day will I begin to put the dread of thee and the fear of thee upon the nations that are under the whole heaven, who shall hear report of thee and shall tremble and be in anguish because of thee."
Mm. Yeah, so everyone's gonna be in anguish because of what, man? We're speaking great swelling words, okay, against these kingdoms. You know, we're telling them that the Most High is not on your guys' side. We're telling you that everything that you're trying to do and trying to build is really in vain because the Most High is gonna sweep it. All right. These are the things that Esau, you six pack drinking Edomites, need to get through your head. The Most High is not with you, and you two-third Jake need to understand that the Most High is close to judging you guys, meaning you guys don't have time to be goofing around. Okay, these other nations know that judgment is at hand. Why do you think all of a sudden they're departing from Israel? They're departing from America. They don't even want to have parts in of Esau's judgment. You don't think these leaders in Iran and the leaders in Moscow and all that are not watching our videos? You know, you don't think they're in great fear when we say that the Lord is a so-called black being, Yahweh is a so-called black man, you know, and they are coming back for judgment to round you heathens up. They fear that. And what is the main thing that Yahweh Shemashah always says, man? That Esau's gonna be annihilated. So when you say that and you're looking at Esau and he doesn't have control over the Israelites, that puts fear because Esau probably goes around to these nations trying to tell them that, look, as long as we work together and keep them down, there's no way that they'll be able to rise up. Their power won't come against us as long as they don't know who they are. Well, guess what? These nations see us becoming who we are. They see us calling on the name of our power, and they're starting to reject you, man, because they know this is just a start. You can't stop this thing. All right? You have a precept?
No, that was it. Awar saying it keeps crashing though. I don't know. He says he's gonna keep trying, but yeah, that was it on that.
Okay, come. Um, Shalakia. Hold on, let me get this real quick. This is Shalakia. Oh my gosh. Shalakia Akim, just bear with me for a second. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 10. And it says, and all the people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of Yahawah, and they shall be afraid of thee. And this is also part of the manifestation of Yahweh Shemashai upon the earth. Because what are we calling ourselves again? The princes of the power, okay? Israelites. And that in itself is entailing that Yahweh Shemashai is dealing with Israel again. We're right now the elect, and the other nations are dreadful of that. You know, they don't like hearing Israelites. That's why these Jewish people don't call themselves Israelites. They call themselves Israeli. Okay, because just saying you're an Israelite is actually a fearful thing to a heathen. Very fearful. Very fearful. Okay. Um,
Yeah,
that was
even Joe Rogan read that video where he's talking about the Israelites. He didn't even say shit really. He just he even said he's like, this is some powerful. This is some powerful stuff right here, man.
yeah.
He's like, this is some. He's like, these guys are on the corner. He's like teaching the Bible, and
Con,
these nations, man, they're gonna know that this is power, man, and they already feel it that they can feel the power, especially if someone comes up, oh, they got in.
there you
Shalom,
go.
no.
Shalom,
Shalom.
Yabashim Shabakata.
Yeah, Bashim Mishai Brakatah.
All right.
Yes, Gabarba.
Huh? Yeah, that was it.
Con, I had Joshua 2, and I'll go straight to the point. This is Rahab, the harlot. She was a Hamite. Um, this is during the time when Israel was about to colonize or wipe out the Hamites from the land of Canaan. This is Joshua 2, and I'll go straight to the point. This is, again, Rahab, the harlot, speaking. Joshua 2, verse 9. And she said unto the men, I know that the Lord hath given you the land, and that your terror is fallen upon us, and that all the inhabitants of the land faint because of you. And the word and the precept for faint is melt. That's a serious spirit, man. Like if you, because these people, the Hamites, they not only witness or they not only heard about all these things that happened to the with the Israelites, the Exodus, they saw it and they felt it, because it tells you when the Lord came down and gave the laws unto Moses on Mount Sinai, it tells you that the whole earth shake, man. There was earthquakes, lightnings, thunders,
Con.
you know. So them Hamites seen it. They say, "Oh my God, what's going on?" You know, and you had people coming and telling them, scouts and recruits and all these people, well, those are the Israelites, those are God's chosen people. You know, so they seen the power, so they obviously understood. It's in this kingdom that we're a proverb, a byword, you know, a scorn. And you say,
Con.
what the hell are you niggas and spicks gonna do? You know, it says, verse 10, for we have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea for you when you came out of Egypt, and what you did unto the two kings of the Amorites that were on the other side Jordan, Sihon and Og, whom he utterly destroyed. And as soon as we had heard these things, our hearts did melt, neither did there remain any more courage in any man because of you.
No, but that's so beautiful because that's what you're starting to see upon all these other nations. That courage is starting to leave them. That upholding that they all that faith that they have in Esau, containing us, keeping us at the lowest state, that is going away because now what? Hey, any of those leaders in these other nations are looking through the records like, oh wait, what? They're calling on the name. Yo, they're getting themselves right. What? That in itself brings fear, man. What do you think the next step is? Whoever those elect are, they're going to be marching right alongside the angels, right alongside Yahawah, man. And it's going to be fear before they even reach a country. They're going to be in great fear, man. Imagine that you're looking up in the sky and you're seeing bear chariots, and then you look at the sky, you're seeing lights coming towards you, man. And there's millions and millions of angels, man, with the elect coming to destroy you. That's fear. You know,
Gone. It says, for the Lord your God, it says, for the Lord your God, he is God in heaven above and in earth beneath. So this heathen, they even admitted that that's the true power, man. And these heathens, they know in their spirit, man. You know who's the power of all spirits. You
that's
know, they
right.
have their different idols and their different gods that they worship, but like the lesson is, man, the Most High is about to make himself known. He's about to, he turned away for a small little season. You know, he left man to his own madness, and now the
Con,
Most High is coming back and showing no, there's a power. You know that I have my people, and he's introducing it, man.
that's
You
right.
know, because these people think the Chinese are gonna rule next, man.
That's right.
Bunch of
But
freaking gooks.
crazy.
There's a saying I hear often at work. They say when the cat's away, the mice will play. And Yahusha, he's actually they describe him as a lion. All right, that's going to come up from his thicket. And when Yahusha comes, he's going to be laying down the rod, man. He's going to be he said he's roar like a lion, and he's going to come defend his elect. But the rest of you nations, he's going to hand out whoopings. In other words, So I got a quick scripture here. This book is Zechariah chapter 12 and 8. In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David. Now David, throughout the scriptures, he's known as a man of war. All right. And the nations at the time when he was ruling, nations trembled before David. And he gave all the glory to the Most High because without, like David said, he said, I will not put any trust in my bow or my sword, right? Because he even went into how a sword or a horse was a vain thing in battle, you know. So you can't count in your weapons, as the scriptures say for the man of the Lord. So it says, and the house of David shall be as the most as power, or yeah, it says as God, as
Mm,
the angel of the Lord before them. So Heavenly Father is going to make us as the hopeful elect, as mighty men, and as like superheroes, man.
that's
When
right.
we go into that, people think, you guys are living in a cartoon world, but no, that superhero, those cartoons are really art playing reality, man. Because they know one day these elites, they know that one day the men, the Lord, the elect are going to be as gods,
That's right.
and the whole nation itself.
Hey, I have a quick precept to back you up because that was beautiful. topic you went into, that we're gonna, the hopeful elect is gonna have spiritual power, and David himself, had spiritual power on a low level too. He was jumping over walls, breaking bows of steel, like,
Correct.
to even imagine someone doing that, like, nothing today is unfathomable. You can't see someone really doing that. So
Mm.
let me get this precept. Psalms 144. You can break it down. Blessed be Yahawah, my strength, which teaches my hands to war and my fingers to fight.
You see
My
that?
goodness.
So right there, he's already telling you that the Most High taught him to fight. See, the scriptures say that David was a man after the Most High's own heart, and the scriptures said the Most High is a man of war. So you
Right.
can't talk to me about peace. That's a false balance. Go ahead.
That's right. It
Something to say?
says, it says, my goodness and my fortress, my high tower and my deliverer, my shield, and he in whom I trust, who subdueth my people under me.
That's
And,
right.
and because you nations are going to be subdued underneath us, all of Israel. You guys right now have the blessing from Yahweh Shem Shah to even be above us, because we went off. But Moses is gonna turn it back up, and how is he gonna turn it back around? By making us bash your faces in, man. By
Right.
by bringing you guys back low, and like the brother said earlier, the best part is you guys are gonna trust in your weapons, your modern, your high tech technology, and you're gonna see us do stuff just with our bare hands, man. We'd be standing there, you'd be shooting us with all types of crazy lasers, and we're just sitting there taking it, man. You
Right.
know, some Goku Super Saiyan ish, man, just sitting there like, oh, that was it.
Con. The scriptures say they'll jump around as sparks amongst the stubble.
That's
We're
right.
gonna be just like Super Saiyans. They have the fire coming out of them.
Hey, and and I always talk about this. It's so beautiful because the Most High put it in, the nation's mind to create that. But imagine what it's really gonna be like, because we can't even understand what it's really gonna be like, man.
Right.
So you nations are in a world of hurt, b. I
Yeah, that's
have
why
to
it says
say,
in Isaiah. Isaiah it says, "I have not seen, ear has not heard what the Lord has prepared for them that wait upon Him."
that's right.
That's
You
right.
can't even imagine it, man.
That's right. That's right. We just know that it's gonna be a thrash. What do you say, man? That we shall thrash the mountains, man. These governments, man. We're gonna wreck shop.
Right.
And that's also another way how the Lord is gonna make Himself known when He gives His elect that power. You're gonna know that there's a power, man. When you see men that used to laugh at, men that you thought were nothing, flying up in the air, breaking buildings, man, tossing men around the world, setting them on fire, man. And then also when you see Leviathan come out of the sea, that all of that's gonna be one beautiful ending, beautiful, you know. So like yeah, says I'm gonna skip down verse 5. It says, bow thy heavens, O Yahweh, and come down, touch the mountains, and they shall smoke. So when the Most High comes down, man, everything starts basically with the brother Jeremiah said, melt, man. You're gonna that fear comes, man. You can't, when the presence of the Most High comes through, you tremble and you shake. You're just low. You're just low. Just like when an angel comes and you read in the scriptures, when an angel ever came, man, even the Israelites, the captains like Joshua and them bowed their heads down to the ground immediately. Because what? That power of Yahweh Shemashah was pulsing through them. You know?
Like it's gonna be a spiritual awakening because when the Grim Reaper, people talk about the Grim Reaper, that's Yahweh Shai, man.
Uh-huh.
When Yahweh Shai comes, people in their spirits, they're gonna know, like, something ain't right. Besides the world going and being out of course, they're gonna know within their spirit that like shit's about to go down.
That's right. That's
It's
right.
gonna be like that.
That's right. It's like Independence Day. when they're all there driving, just chilling, and the chair comes out of the cloud. Nothing mattered after that. They just knew, like, oh shit, this is extinction. Immediately that was in their head, like, fuck, we're dead. Like,
Right.
that's the vibe that's gonna come, man. Um, verse 6, it says, cast forth lightning, and scatter them, shoot out thy arrows and destroy them. Send thy hand from above, rid me and deliver me out of great waters, from the hand of strange children. And who are those strange children? You Edomites. You guys are strange, man.
I'm right, man. Green and purple and gray hair, all these tattoos in their faces. I'm like out there. I'm just like, what is this, man? Things
Con,
turned from crazy just yesterday. It's crazy, man. Like it's Halloween every damn day, yo.
con. Um, it said that's it. That was it.
Con.
Okay, I got a couple precepts. I got Psalms 20 and 7, and it says some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we will remember the name of the Lord our power. They are brought down and fallen, but we are risen and stand upright.
Woo.
Ooh. That's what we take joy in. Those words, man. As
Right.
long as we hold fast to that which we have learned, and have no one take it from us, you know.
Yep.
Con,
It says verse 9, it's like it. Save Lord, let the king hear us when we call. And like the brother Gabarba said, these nations are going to know it's the power of the Lord, because guess what we're going to be doing? We're going to be praising the Lord, man. We're going to be
that's
saying,
right.
Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yoshai. You know, brothers are going to be sending up prayers, different callings, man, right?
Con,
This is Judith 9 and 7 in the Apocrypha. It says, for behold, the Assyrians are multiplied in their power. They are exalted with horse and man. They glory in the strength of their footmen. They trust in shield and spear and bow and sling,
hey,
and know not. Yep.
that's what just remind me of Trump, man. Because what they ride behind their army. Okay, that's what they ride upon, and their technology, and their new missiles, their new tanks, helicopters, jets. They display that on the news. Oh, their new F-1s, this and all these different type of new
Mhm.
jets they have, and Russia showing off their new nuclear missiles. Why? Because that's where their power lies, in rulership. Really, is their weaponry. And their mobility to able to take out an enemy and get less damage as possible. Even when you look at all these TV shows, all of this is morphing into technology, not spirituality. Because
Con.
what, man, their stuff is about high tech. Okay, those are the chariots is talking about, their sword. Okay, anything that allows them to control you through harsh weapons. That's what they ride on. All right, it's like it.
It says, and know not that thou art the Lord that breakest the battles. The Lord is thy name.
Yeah, so at the end is the Most High that determines the outcome. Okay, you can have all these tanks and all that, but He can shut them down and render them useless. It might be a time you might want to fire a tank, and for some reason the system malfunction, and a missile doesn't shoot out of the tank, but then a jet comes out of nowhere and blows up the tank. It's like things like that. You might have the most high tech weaponry, but
Con.
if it doesn't work, it's useless. And this is what the Most High is pretty much bringing to the table. All right, yeah, bring your tanks, bring your jets, bring whatever you have in Area 51, all your high technology, whatever. But compared to the spiritual power I'm gonna endow on my men is gonna be absolutely worthless. Okay, that's like basically trying to use a toy gun against I can't even say it. It's just out of this world. There's can't what's coming to the table. You cannot measure it. Like
Con.
like all of it is useless, man. All right.
Yep. And I got Zechariah 12 and 8, because the brother mentioned David. The brothers know about David, man. He was a warrior, man.
That's
You
right.
know, it said he broke through troops, man. He ran through troops. The brother said jumped over walls. He made his feet like hinds feet.
Con.
So this is Zechariah 12 and 8. In that day, saith the Lord Yahawah, it's like it. In that day shall the Lord Yahawah defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, which Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. So it's starting with the elect. And he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as the Most High, as the angel of the Lord Yahawah before them.
And
So
what
it shows you a feeble man, a small brother that's feeble means weak. He's gonna be like David, man. Can you imagine that? You
Con.
know, David was, you know, you read the scriptures. He was a bad warrior, man.
That's right.
So imagine a man that's already mighty.
Con.
He's already going to have the knowledge of ninja, being a ninja and all the martial arts downloaded into his brain like that.
Remember
Con.
Matrix?
Man, gun.
Yeah.
Remember the Matrix? He's like jujitsu. He's like, I'm gonna learn jujitsu. He just programmed him in it. Yeah.
And he was a master right off the bat, man.
That's right.
Yep.
Hey, and half of you guys got your fighting style from Israel, and half, all of you nations got your fighting style from Israel anyway.
Yep.
That's right.
We just lost it.
That's right. Form of all things.
Right.
Gun. Is that I got? I'm holding this. You remember? Is that it? Right?
Oh, that was it.
Okay, I just got a quick one here. This is Proverbs chapter 21 and 29. It says, "A wicked man hardeneth his face, but as for the upright, he directeth his ways." Verse 30, "There is no wisdom nor understanding or counsel against the Lord." Because like brothers are going into, all the weapons that are being gathered and all the technology advancements that's being done today, and they also got the space, weaponizing outer space. That's for the coming day of the Lord, and that's a counsel against the Lord. All right, so it says there is no wisdom nor understanding nor counsel against the Lord. That's what these elites are trying to do. They're trying to prepare for the day of the Lord, man, which is really, really foolish. You know, but the Heavenly Father, he's controlling all this, man. It says the horse is prepared against the day of battle, but safety is of the Lord. Right? So it doesn't matter what you got carnally, you know. The safety is in the Lord, man. The name Yahawah Shem Yahushai.
Hey, I got a quick precept because you went into, you know, these Edomites are trying to prepare to fight against the Most High, and you can't fight against the Most High, right? Now, this is the reason why he gave that mindset to these Edomites. This is Romans 9 and 17. "For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared through all the earth." So you're just gonna be a tool just to get the Most High his praise. You guys are not actually going to succeed in whatever plans or counsels or mischief you have against the Most High. Like the brother said, even building weapons in space. You don't think the Most High been seeing that? Like, come on now. He's the Most High. He doesn't. You don't think he's seeing you build weapons or around the earth? And the way these chariots maneuver, they can go in and out of dimensions, man. They can slip through that easy, man. Easy peasy. You won't even see them coming. All right? You want to see something here, man?
No, there's an article since you brothers brought it up. This is from express.co.uk news. And it says, this is from May 4th, 2018. It says, Donald Trump wants a space force to fight war above Earth. And it says, the outlandish idea, and again, these people have to call it that, you know, because they think it's a joke, right? But these people, these elites, they're actually preparing for war with the angels, man, with the Lord, you know. But of course, mainstream media, they have to, you know, make fun of it and call it crazy. So they say the outlandish idea by the U.S. president could see a force assembled to fight an encounter above the Earth, right? It says, according to the Times, he first listed the 5 branches of the United States Armed Forces, including the Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, and the Coast Guard. But he added, and this is in quotes, "and we're actually thinking of a 6th," and you know, number 6, and
Right.
that will be the Space Force.
Wow. So he said fight. So that's not talking about, you know, the Russians coming from outer space. You know, it's talking about something coming from outer space, literally and fighting, man. So we know that we're literally at the end because the chariots got cloak technology. Esau's working on that. The chariots have lasers. Esau's just getting that technology in. You know, who knows if it was in the 70s. And also the scriptures speak about fire coming from heaven, and Esau's got that technology. So he's almost he can't match up with the Most High, but Most High's only gonna give him so much, and you know he's gonna lose it all.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see.
Yeah, that's why they call him the Prince of the Air. because
Right.
he's able to go out in space and actually, use objects or vehicles, chariots to actually fight against the Lord. All these other nations, and that shows you, because I saw one of the main camps, these Jewish people try to say that the curses are coming upon them now, but getting scattered, all this crazy shit. But I showed you that we're living in our days because there's no kingdom before this that was able to go in the air, man. And conquer the air the way Esau is doing it now. But I have a quick precept.
Just
That
a
was
little
it.
bit more.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
Khan.
just a little bit more. It says, down here it says, because this is in quotes again, because we're getting very big in space, both militarily and for other reasons.
Wow.
and we are and we are seriously thinking of the Space Force. However, it is not the first time that the American president has floated the idea. He told a crowd of Marines in March that he wanted to start a Space Force. The president believes that space will soon see a war that could make it a war-fighting domain.
Ooh.
Hey, that sounds like some
Right?
promise. Hey, can I bring this on to back you up?
Con. That was it.
Revelations 12:7. You guys can break it down. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven.
Come,
And
that's gonna be the last encounter. You know, Michael. People gonna see who Michael is, man. They're gonna find out it's a black guy. It's an angel, man. They're gonna find out. Oh, damn. It's, you know. That's, Gabarba, where'd you go?
You cut out for a
Oh,
sec.
damn. Satan.
Yeah, I'll come back in. But yeah, man, the brother read the scripture. This shit is about to go down, and you ask the Christians about that, and then they don't know what the hell to tell you. They're thinking it's Satan and Satan and Michael and the Most High fighting,
Come.
But now you're seeing these scriptures; they're starting to make more sense, man, more and more.
I came back. So,
You said Morgan Barber?
oh no, that was it.
Con, I had Psalm 17. Since the brothers are talking about Esau going up into space, right? This is Psalm 17, and I'll start at verse 10. They are enclosed in their own fat, with their mouth they speak proudly. They have now compassed us in our steps. They have set their eyes, it's like they have set their eyes bowing down to the earth. And that's some satellites and all the different things that they use to watch you, man. And it says, it's like it.
They call it, do they call it eagle eye or something like that?
God's eye.
Yeah, I think that was a movie, Eagle Eye. And that's spiritual too, right? America, Eagle, right? And it says they have compassed us, man. And these devils, man, they have the technology to fuck with your mind, man, with your electric waves, because they accidentally released documents proving that Esau's been doing it from post World War II. How to use these different signals and electromagnetic waves to influence you, man, to read your minds, to make you do things. So we're in a total grid, man. Especially when this 5G hits, people don't even know what the hell 5G network is, man. You're gonna have fucking cancer rates go through the roof. You're gonna have people completely bugged out, all kinds of different new diseases, mutations, man. Women that are pregnant in their womb, they're gonna have genetic deformities.
That's right.
People are gonna completely bug out, man. That was a point.
That shows you that Esau truly doesn't give a f, man. That's that Georgia Guidestones, because he knows what that technology comes with. Though he's be able to control, the masses, he's still keep counting on it and using it as a weapon to also kill the masses. Esau uses everything as a weapon. Everything that we have is used as a weapon, man. Everything, which is crazy. But I'm going to go. Anyone have a precept? I'm gonna back you up with
Khan, I got the book of Obadiah. This is Obadiah chapter 1. And let me start at 3. It says, "Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. Right? And you know, I'll keep reading, and then I'm gonna recall the reason why and whose idea was it to go in outer space with these so-called Jews. And before NASA was known as NASA, it was known as the Israeli Outer Space Exploration, and they were the ones who wanted to go and explore outer space, which, you know, Bible prophecy would say they're trying to defeat what Jeremiah was at, Jeremiah 30 or 33. If you go and seek out the heavens, you know, it's like they wasn't trying to eliminate their own selves. It says, behold, I've made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. Now, you see the might, you know, Amalek. It says, the pride of thine heart had deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? You see the spirit of Trump, you know, they're pretty much saying, yo, we are nobody else, man. No one's gonna tell us what to do. You know, we don't like really. They're stepping on the toes of European nations, saying that we really only matter, man, and that's what's going to cause that tension between the beast, the whore, or the beast and the whore. You know, it's as though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, which is America and Esau. You know, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, which we were just going into satellite dishes, right? Thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. You know. So that occurred is what, 69, when they launched the satellite out of space. You know, that's when America began to you know, go downhill, man. The good old golden days, the golden years is start going downhill, man.
That's right.
Yeah, and that's when the late 60s, 70s, that's when the Israelites started to come out, and the Most High started to deal with us too. You know, so
Perfect.
simultaneously he started to bring down Esau's kingdom. You know, and then raise Jacob.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna get Isaiah 14 real quick because since we're going into that time period, I'm gonna start at verse I'm start at 4. It says Isaiah 14:4, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? The Lord Yahawah hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. And that's what you're seeing. You know, that staff, you know, is being broken because now everyone's fighting back. You know, everybody, somebody has something to say on whatever Esau does now. You know, you have like the brother said, you have Esau going up in space and Trump talking about the space force, but now they're starting to clown it, or they're saying, why do you need a space force? Who's out there? But they don't understand that they know that the angels are coming back. They know that Yahawah Shemashai is coming back to really take them out of their piracy, and they're drunk on power. There's a brother, he made a video about George, not George Bush. What's his father? What's his father's name?
George
It's
Jr.
George. Same thing, right? George Bush's wife, and she was saying,
HW.
yeah, she was saying about how you know, she's not scared to die and all these things, and you know, but she feels sorry for the next generation after her, you know, the young kids, because guess what, they're gonna have to face the consequences on this side. All right,
Of our own people, right? She'll sorry for her own people.
that's what she was saying. She feels sorry for her children, like, you know, because they're gonna have to go through that punishment on this side, and she knows she's coming back to face her slavery. But these people on this side, man, have to face that harsh judgment. They're gonna have to go through that famine. They're gonna have to taste that nuclear destruction. You know, getting rammed through with spiritual power. They're gonna have to taste all of that. So these devils know that this time period is all out war. This whole peace thing that they keep preaching to you is bullshit. Okay, it's all out war from here. They'll war with anybody. The ultimate thing they only care about, really, Esau don't even care about the rest of the nations. The real threat that he cares about is Yahawah Shib Rashai. That's the only reason why he's beefing up his technology and everything, because he knows the real war is at the door. These other wars with other nations don't mean nothing, because the only one that can really take him out of his piracy, and he knows, is the Most High. That's who he's really trying to take out, the Israelites and the Most High.
He knows it'll be easier if he takes us all out.
Yeah, that's
If
right.
he try to take out all Jakes, then we'll no more be a nation, right?
That's right.
That's why the scriptures say, A sword is being refurbished. It is set to make a sore slaughter, man. This devil, Revelation 12 and 12. He's gonna come down, man, having great wrath.
That's right. Right. Because in his head is, if I take out all the Israelites, then the Most High has no reason to come down. That's how these devils are thinking, you know. Because as long as we're on the planet, the Most High has a reason to kick their ass.
That's right.
You know, so they're trying to find different avenues to escape judgment, different avenues to somewhat change the Most High mind to give them their so-called blessing back. This is what he's just trying to maneuver and trying to basically he's trying to do Jake how Jake did Esau, man, back in the day. Oh, give us this
That's
and
right.
I'll get you that. That's basically how he's trying to do it, but it's not gonna work. All right. Uh, if
Better?
anyone, if anyone doesn't have anything, I have a precept.
Hold on.
Zechariah 8 and 1, it says, again, the word of Yahawah of hosts came unto me, saying, thus saith Yahawah Bashem of hosts, I was jealous for Zion with great jealousy, and I was jealous for her with great wrath. Thus saith Yahawah, I am returned unto Zion, and I will dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and Jerusalem shall be called the city of truth, and the mountain of the Lord of hosts, the holy mountain. So the Most High is returned unto us. All right, you heathens can't separate us from our power. That's what Paul wrote in Romans. That man, death, nothing, no angels, principalities, powers, nothing can separate us from the Most High through the what? The blood of Yahawah. And you devils are trying your hardest to somewhat get us exterminated or to take your place of genocide. Okay, which is not gonna happen because the Most High said he was mad at us at a point in time. Yes, we did fall under your rule. Yes, he did allow you to rule over us and be harsh unto us, but he said he returned. And that's the key thing. He returned. Okay. And when his return, that puts you in a disadvantage. That puts you in a very sore like manner. You guys are losing sleep. Okay, I just heard that Trump is going to talk to North Korea in a summit, which is who you think they're gonna talk about, man? Us. How are we gonna control Israelites, man? Every time they have a summit, it's always about what are we gonna do to keep these guys away from their power? How are we gonna stop them from preaching
Yeah,
like
well, that's why these pieces of shit they have the so-called, and we don't call ourselves Black Hebrew Israelites. You got other idiots calling themselves Black Hebrew Israelites. GMS, we don't call ourselves Black Hebrew Israelites. When people see us, oh, those are the Black Hebrew Israelites. We don't call ourselves that, but they have us on a list, right? Talking about we're Black extremists. We're terrorists. And I don't know if you brothers seen that video. Someone called the brother in Chicago talking about we're gonna come arrest you soon. We're gonna have a warrant for you. Don't you guys like little girls? You get talking all this shit, man. Well, you motherfuckers, man, when you make your move, the Most High is gonna make his, man. Your
That's
time
right.
is right now. And the brother told him, your time is right now. And he said, what do you mean? Well, he got nervous, man. Hey man, you fuckers, man, you'll throw some. You guys are gonna get 100 years. You'll throw some shit like that at us, man. We'll throw some shit back at you. Like, yo,
That's right.
your kingdom's going down, man. Your
That's right.
kingdom's going down. You don't gotta worry about us. That's Satan. You don't gotta worry about us. Worry about Russia, man. Worry about fucking North Korea.
That's right.
Because they're gonna be the ones fucking shooting thermonuclear missiles on you, man. You're locking us up, man. Worry about those nations. Worry about Iran. They want your fucking head, man. Worry about those nations that want to bomb this bitch, and then finally worry about Yahawah Bashem Yahushai, man, the king of terrors, man, because you're about to meet him. You doubles, like I say, make your fucking move, man. We're already tired of this cat and mouse shit. All right, when you make your move, when you persecute the men of the Lord, the Most High is speeding up the time, man, and then you're gonna have a whole host of problems on your fucking hands.
Right. They should be happy. At least we're giving them the message, eh?
Hey,
Let them get ready, and that's the Lord's fairness. He's like, okay, I'll let them get ready, because as long as they know you guys are giving the message, they know time is short.
That's right.
So we're giving you a chance,
Hey, and
But
it
it ain't
shows
gonna
you,
work though.
that Esau's is a punk, bro, because he knows if he actually makes a move on the elect, he knows there's a chance of triggering those elected with the spiritual power that will actually bring forth his judgment quicker. That's why he's hesitated. He could give
Yeah,
all
he's
these
nervous, man. Yeah.
give all the threats he wants, but he knows if he ultimately makes an all right move, that's prophecy. He knows, man. He's trying to avoid a way of going all out right, man, because he knows that's leading him to his
Yep.
downfall, man. And there's nothing you Edom, all you Edomites that watch our channels, man. There's nothing you can do. You can talk your talk, you can laugh, you can say whatever you want, but it's not gonna change what's coming for you.
Come.
I have a precept if no one has anything.
I had Isaiah 41 and 8. This
Come.
is Isaiah 41 and 8. It says, "But thou, Israel, are my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend. Thou, whom I have taken from the ends of the earth, and called thee from the chief men thereof, and said unto thee, Thou art my servant, I have chosen thee, and not cast thee away. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy power. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness.
Ooh, that's
Behold,
Yahweh.
yep, come.
Again.
Verse 11, Behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. They
Mm.
shall be as nothing, and they that strive with thee shall perish. Thou shalt seek them and shall not find them, even them that contended with thee. They that war against thee shall be as nothing and as a thing of naught.
Yeah, but so the Most High is basically saying, man, don't fear these threats. Don't fear what they're gonna say they're gonna do to you, because when I endow you with that power, you're gonna crush them. You guys are just gonna be the dirt on the ground, basically.
Yep, it says, verse 13, For I, the Lord thy power, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, Fear not, I will help thee. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel. I will help thee, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shall make the hills as chaff.
Mm.
Thou shalt fan them, and the wind shall carry them away, and the whirlwind shall scatter them. And thou shalt rejoice in the Lord, and shalt glory in the Holy One of Israel.
Right.
You
That's
know,
right.
Amen.
and like the brother said, they have a Trump is having a summit meeting with North Korea. The word summit, it means the top of a mountain. So that's how we know these summits or the mountains in the scriptures represents governments, man.
That's right.
That was it.
I have a quick precept to back you up. This is selected. This is Isaiah 59 and 19. It says, "Sure shall they fear the name of Yahawah from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahawah shall lift up a standard against him." And that's why you guys are afraid to come at us with all your might, man, because you know that Yahweh Shemashah is going to lift up that standard, and we're going to crush you. Like the brother even read before. The Most High said that we are His servant, man. Fear thee not, man. That anyone that strive against you shall perish. And you guys have the records. You know what Israel has done to you nations in the past. How easily the Most High, like we were talking about King David running through a troop. That's a whole army. One Israelite crushed armies, man. One. And the Most High said He's raising up 144,000 men on top of sending the whole army of angels. That is, like I say all the time, straight overkill. 9,999 attack, man. Instant death. That is what you're getting, man. For all your wicked deeds, for all your blasphemies, for everything you've spoken against Yahawah, Yahweh Shai, for threatening the children of Israel, for defiling the people, for breaking down the earth, man, spraying chemtrails, diluting the water, defiling the food, giving GMO. That is what you get for being outright wicked, with no mercy, zero. And then you guys dare to even give threats, and you're giving threats to a power that lives outside of time, lives outside of space. You can't make it into space. You can't see other planets, but yet you're gonna talk smack to a creator that created all these things.
Come.
Yeah, well, that's why it says the Lord shall threaten, man. The Lord's gonna threaten.
That's right.
You know, that was it on that.
Yeah, that was it.
I
This
got
is
it.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
You know what? It was Gabarba could have started a little further up. I'll I'll jump down. I'll jump up and I'll go down and
Okay, come.
I'll go from there. It says Isaiah chapter 49 and 14, and judgment is turned away backward, and justice standeth afar off. For truth is fallen in the streets, and equity cannot enter. And that's how we're being treated. We don't get any justice, no fairness. Okay, the cards are not set at you know, there's it's not even. All right, the card game's all, you know, it's corrupted, man.
That's right.
You know, it
Yeah,
says
well,
yeah.
you had, remember in Toronto, you had that Gook restaurant where them Jakes went in, 3 or 4 Jakes went in, and they had to prepay for their meal.
Oh
The Gook
wow.
said you got to prepay before you know, because usually you go to a restaurant, you fucking get the bill at the end, you know. But
Gun.
them Gook said no, you got to prepay. So they're showing you, man. Listen, you're not real citizens, man. You're not real people. You know, they're
Right.
showing you that you're still subjects, man.
That's
You
right.
know.
Verse 15. Yea, truth faileth, and he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey. So when the brothers, the men of the Lord, woke up and we began to see things for what it was, right? They saw us as an enemy, man, because we don't want to go along with the way of the society. We want to this what do you call it? Declare or protest the truth. And when we protest the truth, we're immediately against the spirit of this world, man. So it says, and he that departed from evil make himself a prey. And the Lord saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment. You know, it displeased him. Esau's evil dealings, you know. It says, yea, he saw that there was no man, and wondered that there was no intercessor. Because we see Jake's, you know, even the man of the Lord, we get arrested for absolutely no damn reason, put in a cell for a couple hours, you know, and they abuse it, man. It says, therefore his arm brought salvation unto him, and his righteousness it sustained him. And this is Yahawah coming, man. It says, for he put on righteousness as a breastplate and a helmet of salvation upon his head, and he put on a garment of vengeance. All right, he put on a garment of vengeance. That's what the Lord's gonna come for clothing, and was cladded with the zeal as a cloak, man. End at 18. It says, according to their deeds, accordingly he will repay. Fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies. To the islands he will repay recompense. All right, so those little itty bitty islands, he ain't gonna spare them.
Yeah.
You know, the Lord's gonna come. Yo, you know when you remember watching those war movies like Rambo, and the best part was when he's just putting on the armor, he's putting the guns, the bullets on him, and you're just like, yeah. You know, Lord's, it got you hyped up, man.
That's right.
You know, it got you hyped up, man.
Why? Because he was getting ready for vengeance, man. He was getting ready. Just, you know, he knew he was going all in, man. That's how the Lord's preparing for that.
That's right. That's right.
He's putting on everything. Like, all right, like line this up. You know, I got this over here for these. I got this for that. Let's do this. You know.
Let's do this. Good. That's right.
Yeah, the Lord's playing with them now, like you said, man. Like they're preparing, man.
That's right.
You know, like years ago, I met this gadhead, and he told me he trained in the old arts, man. Like he knew how to throw the axe, the tomahawk, the all that shit. And he told me the old tactics of Gad was basically to get the warriors ramped up. They had the young men go out to battle first, and then what the young men would do was count coup. You know, and what that means is basically they'd have a stick and they'd run up to, you know, they'd be on a horse and Esau's there shooting at them. You know, they go through the gunfire and they just hit him on the head with a stick and then dip. You know, and then they didn't get shot.
Okay,
you know, and if you can imagine that hey, you're seeing that, you're a warrior, you're getting amped up, man. You're getting revved up, man. You see, look at that fucking cracker. You hit him and then you just go off, and he's trying to shoot and kill you, man. You just hit him with a stick and you dip, man. You know, the Lord is he's creating this hostile environment. He's getting amped up, man. Doesn't it say that the day of vengeance burneth in my heart?
That's right. That's right.
You know,
You know what brings to mind is, before a football game, they'd paint their face, put the black paint on and get all
Yeah,
revved up, and you got the music going. Gad originally they got that from Gad, man. You got the
yeah.
war drum going. I listened to some of them powwows and I could just feel that. You just want to break dance some. You don't want to get
Yeah,
down.
there's war cries, man. You can listen to them powwow war cries.
Con,
You
con,
know, that was it up.
con.
Yeah, I had Ecclesiasticus 47:1. It says, and after him rose up Nathan to prophesy in the time of David, as is the fat taken away from the peace offering, so was David chosen out of the children of Israel. Verse 3, he played with lions as with kids, and with bears as with lambs.
Ooh.
That's
Hey,
crazy.
that's how you know David was no joke. Yo, that's beautiful because I saw a video of an Edomite and he went into a cage of a lion. This old ass
Yeah,
Edomite, dumbass Edomite. And
yep.
he tried to whistle at the lion or whatever. And the man was so slow. By the time he turned around, that lion jumped on him, grabbed his neck, and pulled him all the way into the bushes, man. And then you had David, and the lions were a lot bigger back then, a lot stronger back
Oh,
then, because everything is not in its full capacity. If imagine you're seeing a man play with a lion like a kitten, man, or a child. Get off of me,
Mm,
lifting it up and everything, man. Be
wow.
scared as yeah.
yeah, you're watching that man like, what the fuck's wrong with him? Like, like, I'm not gonna fuck with this guy. He's crazy, man. You know?
Who will pity him to go out buy a wild beast? It's like, man, nigga, you should know that shit already, yo. I don't care how tame that shit is, yo.
Yeah.
It says, hey, but even Tyson, man, he had a fucking lion, man. He had a couple lions,
Yeah.
tigers, I think.
Yeah,
You know, he
tiger.
fucking had more in the chain. Jake is wild, man.
Yep.
Jake is fuck. Hey, there's a story about Tyson I read. I think he was in a zoo or some shit, and he saw a gorilla, and I forget what happened. Either the gorilla did something or some shit, and Tyson's like, "Yo, man, I'll give you $600. I'll go in the fucking cage with that gorilla right now, man." And,
What the
and they denied him, but Jake is crazy, man. Jake,
yeah,
doesn't it say Jake is a peculiar people?
con. Yeah.
You know, it says, verse 4, slew he not a giant when he was yet but young? And did he not take away reproach from the people when he lifted up his hand with the stone and the sling and beat down the boasting of Goliath? For he
Mm.
called upon the Most High Lord, and he gave him strength in his right hand to slay that mighty warrior and set up the horn of his people. So the people honored him with 10,000s and praised him in the blessings of the Lord, and that he gave him a crown of glory. And that's the thing. When David was a warrior, he was a warrior under King Saul. And
Con.
when they heard the battles of David and the glories, it's what do they say, that David has slayed his Saul has slayed his thousands and
Thousand.
David his tens thousands.
Con.
And Saul's looking at, fuck, man, fuck they talking about. Like, he got jealous, man. Like, because the small, he was a youth when he's killed Goliath, and then he became a warrior. He was in the army.
Con.
Saul's looking at him, who's this nigga, man? Like, what the fuck is this going? What's going on? He
Con.
got jealous, man.
Con.
But it was the Most High that rose him up. It said, verse 7, for he destroyed the enemies on every side and brought to naught the Philistines as adversaries and break their horn in asunder unto this day. Right. And if you read the history on David, at that time, Israel was encroached with heathens, man. You had fighting Edomites, Moabites, Ammonites, the Philistines, different Hamite parasites, mainly was the Hamites and David, and they were huge, man. They were fucking the Philistines. They're the tall nation. They're the tall tribes of Ham,
Con.
which are the so-called Egyptians. Today, they're the people of southern Sudan. The tall man. So they weren't no. Remember Numbers? It said it was Israelite spies. They went out to go spy out the land, and they said we're like what did he say? We're like grasshoppers or something
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something like
yeah.
that.
Con. I remember.
If I can find it, I'll bring.
Con. Basically, and they got fearful. That they couldn't
Hamites by
win.
camp. They passed by tall Hamites, man, dark, and you know that those are Philistines, man.
Con.
That was it.
Kind I got a precept. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and 11. It says, I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happen to them all. Right, so the scriptures say promotion isn't coming from the east nor from the west, but the Lord is the one that set it up one and put it down another. All right, so it's not based on your strength; it's based on His will. That's why we say Adoran Vatazah. You know, we say that for everything, man. You know, literally.
I have a precept. This is Isaiah 40 and 27. Why saith now I'll start at verse 25. It says, to whom then will ye liken me, or shall I be equal? Saith the Holy One. Lift up your eyes on high, and behold who hath created these things, that bringeth out their hosts by number. He calleth them all by names, by the greatness of his might, for that he is strong in power, not one faileth. Why sayest thou, O Jacob, and speaketh, O Israel, my way is hid from Yahawah, and my judgment is passed over from my power? Hast thou not known? Hast thou not heard? That the everlasting power, Yahawah, the creator of the ends of the earth, fainteth not, neither is weary. There is no searching of his understanding. He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might he increases strength. And right now Jake as a whole has no might, and they have no strength, and he's going to increase that. When he comes down, man, like we've been saying throughout this whole lesson. David was young, and people look down on David, like, okay, he's just a boy. What can he do to slay Goliath? And what did the Most High do, man? Give him strength and power in his right hand, where it killed Goliath, and everyone was at awe. And then what? He made him be able to kill 10,000s of men, man. 10,000s of thousands. All right. That's the Most High being able to take you from something weak, and also King David was the smallest out of all his brethren, because he had the older brother, and his
Smallest and
father was
youngest.
showing off Samuel, like, oh, him. They're like, no, oh, him, no. And he was the smallest of them all, man. All
Yeah, he
right.
was the smallest and the youngest.
Right.
He was and when his father, when they asked him, "Do you have another son?" He kind of hesitated. He's like, "Yeah, see, I got another son, but he's just a sheep herder, man. He just takes care of the sheep. He's the youngest."
He wasn't even there. He wasn't even there. He was with the sheep, so he didn't even bring them.
Yeah. Yeah. I had that scripture on Numbers. If you're finished.
I got a little bit more. It says, even the youths shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. But they that wait upon Yahawah shall renew their strength, and they shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. Man, we're gonna be Saiyans, basically. Okay, super Saiyans, man. And it's spiritual that that they have that show now where the Saiyans are able to acquire God key, God power. Because what? The Saiyans really represent the Israelites. Okay? And they're getting that renewed strength, man. Everything is all in the signs of the times. Okay? The Most High is bringing in God power in shows now, man. All these anime fighting shows now are all starting to bring in God this, God form that, man. Why? Because the Most High is showing you that this age is starting to turn, man. It's going back to the age of gods, basically, man. Right? That was it.
This is Numbers 13 and 30. It says, and Caleb stilled the people before Moses and said, let us go up at once and possess it, for we are well able to overcome it. But the men that went up with him said, we be not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we. Right? Because they went out to spy out the land, and they seen them. They said, these guys are fucking huge, man. They're huge. They're strong. Because if you can imagine, nowadays you have Hamites that are 10 feet tall, and that's normal. So back then everything was bigger. Maybe he's 30 feet, and if he's fucking 30 feet, Think how big his fucking spear is and the sword is, man.
Come on.
You know, his sword is like 3 of yours, man. So they're watching the physical, right? And they're getting weary because we're in the flesh. Israel
Like,
was in the flesh at this time.
like
You know?
just to add, we just went to when we went out to Cuba, they had these swords from back in like the 1400s, and these swords were like 6 feet long, man. I'm like, can you imagine
Yeah.
I'm like, during the time of that, like 1400s, yo, men were a lot bigger back then, man.
That's right.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Someone told me, I remember years ago, when you check out medieval times, even, and you just look at a normal bedroom, even the fucking dresser where the mirrors were, they're like fucking. You're wondering who was this for? Because it's so high. You know, it's like really high, man. So the 1400s and the Renaissance, and can you imagine 3,000-4,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, how men were? You know, we're just talking about not even really 1,000 years ago. You know, like 500 years ago.
Man, we small fries, man. Yo, we can't get any smaller than us, yo.
Small fries.
Small fries.
That's right. It says verse 32, and they brought up an evil report of the land which they had searched unto the children of Israel, saying, the land through which we have gone to search it, it is a land that eateth up the inhabitants thereof, and all the people that we saw in it are men of a great stature. And there we saw the giants, the sons of Anak, which come of the giants, and we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, so we were in their sight.
So Israel's looking at these guys and like, man, we're like bugs. And if you can imagine looking at a bug from your sight, man, that's basically how the Hamites were looking at at Israel, man, as little tiny creatures, man. But we still gave them one hell of a punch. Why? Because we had Yahawah behind us. The Most High never fails, and that shows how great of a power he is. That though physically they look stronger, they're bigger, we're still taking them down. You know, and when they did that his name spread even further out. You know, even before we went and fought some nations, they're already bringing in plea deals. You know, and that's what's gonna happen. You know, these elites are gonna try and bring in these plea deals when they see us crushing these nations and they're hiding in their bunkers because they're still gonna be able to see a little bit. You know, when they see what's happening, they're gonna try and be, spare us and whatever. You know how Issa is, man. Issa likes to play the victim and cry when shit gets tough.
Yeah, well, this is what the Lord said. The Lord says, "Go, young me, I'll put your recompense upon your own head."
God, that's right. Let me get one more precept and end it with that.
I got this one here.
All right, Khan.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 41, 47, and 7 says, sing unto the Lord with thanksgiving, sing praise unto the harp, unto our power, who covered the heavens with the clouds, who prepareth rain for the earth, who maketh grass to grow upon the mountains. He giveth to the beast his food, and to the young ravens which cry. He delighteth not in the strength of horses, he taketh no pleasure in the legs of man. The Lord taketh pleasure in them that fear him, and those that hope in his mercy. You know, and that's simple and plain, man. You know? Very simple and plain.
Khan. Anyone have anything else with that?
Yeah, I got something getting off on here, man. We got on this. This is First Maccabees in Apocrypha 3 and 1. I know. I'll read a couple, a few verses. It says, then his son Judas, called Maccabeus, which the word Maccabeus, I believe it's Greek for hammer. You know, that was like a title because he was fucking pounding them nations, man. He was beating the shit out of nations. You know? And that's a serious spirit of the Lord. Because, hey, man, at this time, really, Judah, Benjamin, Levi could have been completely wiped out because you had the Greeks there, you know, then you had Israelites that sided with the Greeks, became Hellenists, you know, and during this time you had this is where the origin where you had the Pharisees and Sadducees, they really split, you know, because at this time I believe it was priests, but then the whole thing about Pharisees and Sadducees came about during the Maccabees. You know, they started splitting. I forget which one, you know, don't quote me, but either it was the Pharisees or the Sadducees. One of them were more progressive, meaning get with the times, and the other was more traditional. I believe it's the Pharisees more traditional. No, the Sadducees were, I believe, more traditional. And the Sadducees, they also believed in reincarnation, and
Yeah.
the Pharisees didn't. You know, so they had, it was like two factions, basically, two parties. You know,
Okay.
so it says, called Maccabeus rose up in his stead, and all his brethren helped him, and so did all they that held with his father, and they sought with cheerfulness the battle of Israel. It's like they fought with cheerfulness the battle of Israel. So he gat his people great honor, and put on a breastplate as a giant, and girt his warlike harness about him, and he made battles, protecting the host with his sword. In his axe he was like a lion,
Mm.
and
Oh,
like a lion's whelp roaring for his prey. You
yeah.
know, it says verse 5, for he pursued the wicked and sought them out, and burnt up those that vexed his people.
Mm.
Wherefore the wicked shrunk for fear of him, and all the workers of iniquity were troubled, because salvation prospered in his hand. He grieved also many kings, and made Jacob glad with his axe, and his memorial is blessed forever. Moreover, he went through the cities of Judah, destroying the ungodly out of them, and turned away wrath from Israel. And this is where you get Hanukkah from, right? Which Hanukkah means dedication. You know, the temple was completely out of order. You had a Jupiter statue in there. You had whores and orgies going on in there. You know, you had people defiling the temple, eating pork. It was completely unlawful, man, out of order. And he, like I said, he rooted out the ungodly, he killed the men, you know, and they, I believe they destroyed it, and then they built it up again. They built up the temple and they dedicated it to the Lord, and that's where you get. That's what Hanukkah is all about. You know, you have to read the Maccabees, man. You know, and again, for you weak ass Christians, man, talking about the apocryphas and biblical, the Lord even referenced the feast of dedication,
Yeah.
or I believe it's referenced in the book of John, which that's Hanukkah. It doesn't say Hanukkah. It says the feast of dedication. You look through Deuteronomy, Exodus, Leviticus, you're not gonna find it.
Yeah.
It comes from the Maccabees, man. Um, verse 9. So that he was renowned unto the utmost part of the earth, and he received unto him such as were ready to perish. Then Apollonius gathered the Gentiles together, and a great host out of Samaria, to fight against Israel, which thing when Judas perceived, he went forth to meet him, and so he smote him and slew him. Many also fell down slain, but the rest fled. Wherefore Judas took their spoils, and Apollonius' sword also, and therefore he fought all his life long. And that's
Hmm.
something that the tribes did, man. You know, Gad would do that. He would, sometimes you see in them old movies, Gad would they would have American flags fighting the cavalry. And you wonder, why does he have American flag? Because that was from a previous battle. They stole that shit. You know, and they're like, yo, yeah, we got your shit. You know? Or if they had Esau had his general, they might have killed him, taken his jacket and wear it, man. Like, yeah, I'm wearing this motherfucker's jacket now, you know?
Come on.
You know, he might have a nice bear coated jacket, man. You take that shit, you know, or he might take his pistol or his sword or whatever. Hey, that's how you know that's Jake, man, because Judas took the man's sword and he started using his sword. You know,
That fucks with their mind, man. Doing stuff like that messes with their mind. You
that's
got the one over.
psychological, brother. That's right.
Yo, get with something else, yo. The trash is something else.
That was it, brother.
What's gonna happen again? We're gonna do it again, man.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
right.
Nothing new under the sun.
Hey, this is uplifting, man. This should comfort you, man.
That's right.
You know.
Hey, because it gets you, it makes you understand that our history is so rich that that's why these heathens envy us so much. We've done so much glorious things that there's no room for them. What glory does a heathen have to really boast about? What, like, okay, yeah, you're ruling in this modern day time, amazing, but the amount of things that one Israelite has done, King Solomon, King David, Abraham, even Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, that just one man in our nation alone, man, is equivalent to your whole history. You
Um,
heat, man. So with that, we're gonna close out. Say all praise to Yahawah. by Shem Yahushai, by Shem HaRakakadash, that honors the apostle great Milton who will and teach you once again. All right, and also salutations to you, Akim, around the four corners of the earth, the hope of elect for the house of David, also the confusion of faces pushing this truth. All we can say Shalom, death to America, Kwame Sharala.
Kwame Sharala.
Shalom. Shalom.